Hello, hello. Um, I'm feeling a little right now. Oh, sorry about it. I got ahead of myself. Maybe that's the theme. Someone getting ahead of themselves. They weren't really quite ready for what they thought they were ready for. I mean, it happens. Sorry, I had worked on one of my cards earlier and it appears completely smudged because I put it in the sleeve too soon. But whatever. That's what happens when you multitask. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Thanks for your patience. Truly appreciate it. This is the one that got smudged. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of looks sketchy in this light. You could probably help. That helps, right? There we go. It got smudged right here. I guess it's kind of cute without the grading thing on there. You know, the big cover that would be going over it. Huh. I don't know. I may leave it like that. And then this one still needs to be done too, the road rage. Oh boy. Hope everyone's day went well. We've got having your cake and eating it too. 0. I guess someone's not having their cake and eating it too. We've got the number 9, learning your lesson. We've got a calculator. We have the comb over. The file. Someone's trying to conceal something. They're in a vulnerable situation. Maybe something's about to be filed. In regards to the webs we weave. Trying to trap someone or catch their prey. There's success there. Mr. Hyde, Mr. Nice Guy. Hi, I'm your friendly neighbor. So maybe someone was caught. Mr. Hyde is here in the corner with the calculator. So Mr. Hyde was doing some calculations on what I do not know. We've got this having your cake and eating it too. Maybe that's what he was doing his calculations on, is trying to get to a situation where he could have everything that he had wanted. Wanted to be able to find success in whatever his endeavors are, whatever his angle is. We've got a state of vulnerability and learning the lesson of trying to conceal something. You can't ever conceal anything, folks. I don't know why people think that they can go through life concealing something. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always going to be found out. It doesn't matter if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like, and I think that's probably why I'm in such the habit of I just speak. Because it's like, and I always tell people, if you are in a situation where you don't want anyone to know whatever it is that you're about to tell me, then just don't tell me. And the reason for that is I mean, I know when to keep things confidential when it has to do with, um, sensitive um, topics, and as far as like, just, I mean, common sense stuff that you're supposed to keep private. But if it has to do with something like, it's something that they told you, and then they told someone else, and then they told someone else, and then they're saying, please don't tell anybody. I don't want to be a part of the list when it gets out, because I know that the other people are probably going to say something, and then I'm going to be looked at like I was the one. And it's like, I'm not going to be the one. So just leave me off the list. I don't need to know. I really don't. But as far as my own business, I'm just a talker. And I don't know, I don't think there's anything that could ever be said that I couldn't just say for myself. If that makes any sense. Okay, so we've got these all shuffled up. We've got the USB card and the map wanting to stay behind. So there's some kind of connection all over the map in this scenario. Whatever it may be. Connection and the map. So whatever's going on, it's connected in different continents. I'm going to take the ones in the front. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm going to take the ones in the front, put them towards the middle back. Take the ones from the back, put them up here. And then I will start taking a card. I can't believe how much this deck has grown. Literally, this deck was only about this big about 6 months ago. And I've worked on all these cards since. Back of the deck, we have Next Lifetime with a moving box. So there might have been a breakup of sorts. Maybe someone's going to have to move all their belongings. Maybe they're planning to move. They're starting a new chapter in life. Or whatever it is that they were trying to do at this point, it just didn't work out for them. Center of the deck, we have an empty gas tank. Yeah, that box is empty, and so is the gas tank. They're on E. And that equals a wheelchair. They're disabled. They are disabled. Their plan is disabled. The buzz cut. It's cut really short, right? Whatever this was, it was cut really short. Whatever this plan was, whatever it was that they tried to do, it was cut short. What was sitting here before? I don't recall. Guess it doesn't matter. Okay, front of the deck, we've got Medusa, the victim blaming, trying to blame the victim. Medusa didn't do anything but be born, right? She didn't do anything, from what I understand the story to be, she didn't do anything but exist. And something happened to her. She was victimized by someone, and then someone was jealous because Medusa was getting all the attention. And so they're like, you know, I could have the story wrong, but from what I understand, because she was victimized, her best friend was like, I'm going to fix that. So no one's going to victimize you again. And they had turned her, gave her the ability to, I guess, stare down people and turn them into stone. So her friend made her unattractive, and everything else made her scary, so people wouldn't approach her. And then now she's full victim blaming. So not only was she victimized, but they tried to blame her for it too. We have a match here. Friction causes the top to heat up. So there's friction in this situation. It smells like sulfur dioxide. Motivating someone to act. Starting something quickly. We have the Scorpion and taking a peek coming out together. The Scorpion's obviously my Scorpio card. The Scorpio is from the desert, and in most cases, it's like if you leave a Scorpion alone, it will leave you alone. On the other hand, there's the story about, the crocodile and the Scorpion's like, I just want to get across the river. Can you please take me across the river to the crocodile? And the crocodile says, I'm not going to take you across the river because you're just going to sting me. And the Scorpion's like, why would I sting you when you're taking me across the river? That would just hurt me. Well, the crocodile was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And so the crocodile takes the Scorpion across the river, and all of a sudden the crocodile feels a sting, and he's like, why did you do that? And he said, it's in my nature. So you could be dealing with someone who's like that. Maybe they convinced you to kind of go along with whatever they wanted you to go along with, and then they threw you under the bus, which in turn ends up throwing themselves under the bus too, not thinking it through, I guess. This could be someone who's just has a very, maybe they've locked themselves in a room, maybe they've isolated themselves, or maybe they are isolated at this point and they can only see the world through a keyhole. Pretty much just leave the doors that are locked, just leave them locked. This is my Mrs. Kravitz card, the nosy neighbor. The nosy neighbor got themselves in trouble. That sounds like Mr. Hyde to me. We've got a yarn, trying to find a loophole here, or a creative project. Yet another resource negotiation. Divine intervention. Maybe it was divine intervention that took care of that scenario. We've got the mushroom, all kinds of different mushrooms out there. There's the really good mushrooms, there's psychedelic mushrooms, and then there's the not so great for you mushrooms. So, and also mushrooms just spread like nobody's business. It's like you have one mushroom and then tomorrow, the next day, you've got like 10 mushrooms in your yard. And those are not good for dogs. So keep that in mind. The ones that just grow in the yard. So there was some kind of divine intervention about something spreading. Dimensions. And the dimensions were involved. Maybe all this intervention was happening on the spiritual level. I mean, obviously it's divine intervention, but even more so on the more spiritual dimensions of things. Heck, who's to say that even maybe some of the lower entities were probably there to help cheer on or negotiate the situations. We've got a doctor. There's a situation that's probably healing. These are supposed to be the snakes of the the doctor's symbol. And it's interesting that it's coming in underneath a Medusa. Very interesting. I love when that happens, when the cards kind of line up with each other in the columns. We've got Dr. Jekyll coming out. So we do have the doctor and we have the doctor. So this is highly emphasizing a doctor or healing of some sort. Some kind of doctor participation. Maybe someone needs to consider a doctor taking action. Dr. Jekyll we had Mr. Hyde come out in the beginning shuffle one. Mr. Nice Guy, and then all of a sudden he turns in this wah ha 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 kind of doctor, like he's just got something up his sleeve. We've got UFO. Maybe the Dr. Jekyll part of this individual was taken away. Again, it's coming in underneath the isolation card. So maybe someone was up to no good and somebody else saw it and they ended up taking him away. We've got a bicycle. It was a man-made situation. Whatever this creative project was. Dress up. Someone was trying to dress up a situation. Maybe create a situation that seemed like it needed some kind of divine intervention. Or it was like a made-up dress. I don't know. They tried to make it seem bigger than it was. Yeah, winding it up. Communication. Perhaps you're going to get communication about this coming in pretty soon. We've got a file. Maybe there's communication about something that was filed. Shopping cart. Common courtesy. Returning your cart at the grocery store. Something being filed about common courtesy. Hospital. And the doctors. Someone's in isolation at the doctors. Maybe there's a Scorpio. Who's in isolation at the hospital? Could someone have been taken away in a cart? We've got the bench now. We've got doctors and we've got the bench. This could be the judicial bench. So again, with the whole isolation, maybe someone's in a psych ward. A mental hospital. Someone was carted off to the mental hospital. Someone needs a break. Someone needs to heal. We've got a monster here. We have Dr. Jekyll and a monster dressing up. Someone was dressed up as a monster. Dressed up as a monster. Persephone. Again with the against their will. Persephone was someone who was another card about being taken and was the bride of the underworld. She didn't have a choice in the matter. It just was something that had happened. So maybe someone was trying to say someone else was a monster. And maybe they were trying to say someone else was married to someone who was a monster, or married to someone who was of the underworld, or who believed in satanic practices. And maybe she has no idea that that's even a thing. Look, it's a business. It's a business that they do that. They take people and they marry them off to people who are not of, maybe I should say, that has opposite belief systems as myself, or maybe I can't even say that because I don't even know how those religions or belief systems even work or what they believe in, other than who their God is. And That's not my God, so I don't know. I could say it's opposite of my God, but maybe it's my God's rival, but are they even rivals? Because they kind of work together, right? I don't know, folks. But there's some kind of business about marrying people off to people of the underworld or believe in the underworld type of scenario. Could that be a spiritual spouse? Maybe. We've got the magnify. Someone's taking a closer look at something. Maybe someone's taking a closer look at whatever was filed. Brackets. Categorizing and closing. Info separated from context, similar situation or limits. Yeah, someone's taking a magnifying glass and they're probably looking at all of these marriages that were probably just man-made. We've got the bench here is the center of the reed. So everything that's going on around it is all regarding this bench. And this was something that they definitely tried to do, and they're going to have to try it again next lifetime because they failed. Their whole scenario is empty, and it's equaling the fact that someone is disabled, and they're cutting it super close. Unless the fact that someone's disabled in a wheelchair is the fact that they're in the hospital. We've got grace. Someone being hurt, and please take the thorn out, asking for help. Maybe they're taking a closer look in these files that were created as far as people trying to ask for help. Sail away. The ship is sailed. Waterfall, overload or powerful emotions. Eroding of the earth. I mean, these kind of false accusations is pretty much eroding the world as we know it, right? We've got knots. Someone's getting tied up. Someone's in knots. Someone's stressed out. Someone is kind of locked in. We've got a fishbowl. Left on the counter, isolated again, being taken care of. Maybe being left out of something. I mean, but they've got food and water. We've got games coming in underneath the magnifying glass. So obviously, again, magnifying and checking out these games. Writing quads of, again, with categorizing. People who are in close quarters. They're all very close. They're making it work. And this is in regards to some accounts, some finances, some stocks. Maybe someone needs help with finances because of their hospital bills. We've got a lobster. Lobster is, for me, is usually your significant other. It also could be a state of vulnerability. It also is, it's interesting to me because lobster is very expensive, but it's a bottom feeder. It like eats all the poop off the bottom of the ocean floor, right? So that's interesting that you pay so much money for a scavenger. Maybe someone is really close because of these games. Someone is really close to maybe going and getting lobster for themselves, being able to afford lobster. What's the word I'm looking for? This is very, it's accommodating. It adjusts to its surroundings. It helps so things don't stick. You spread it pretty thin over your toast. Oh, lobster and butter. Do you want a little butter with your lobster? Now that's some fine dining, and you definitely want to dress up for that. We've got a hermit going within. It's also my Cancer card. Just a quick PSA, be careful of your trash and your plastic bottle caps, because little hermit crabs will try to use them as a home, and then the plastic will leach into their body. And plastic's not good for anyone. We've got science doing experiments. Or maybe it's just chemistry. Maybe there's a Cancer involved who feels that they have chemistry with you, and they're nervous to come approach you. We have the Medusa and the science here. So someone might have felt chemistry with the one who is being blamed for everything, who was actually the victim of the scenario that was going on. We've got the dimensions with the games, the yo-yo games. So someone's like literally playing games with the spirit realm. Playing games with the entities, playing games on the earth plane, playing games in the spiritual realm, and all of the angels above. Someone's playing games with all of that. There's some kind of judge happening. All these people who are playing these games, who are cutting it close and disabling themselves, are all going to be judged. I will not judge, because I understand people are imperfect people. I understand people have weaknesses. I understand ego. I understand when there's a dysfunctional ego, how that can create a person who's not in their right mind, and they make poor choices. So I do not judge others. I do have opinions of what I want around me or not around me, but I don't judge people. I will dislike their choices, though. That's two different things. One is an action behavior, and the other one is actually like a person. It's like, come on, they're two separate things. Let's look at the outcome. I'm getting super tired. Swiss cheese. There's holes in the cheese. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Maybe someone wants to sugarcoat the holes. Maybe there's holes in someone's money or finances. We've got a peach. Could have something to do with Georgia. Maybe Georgia is the one that's going to try to sugarcoat something. Gynandromorphic is a bird who is both male and female, has the DNA of both male and female, has both of the external and internal traits as male and female. So this is someone who is in complete balance. This is someone who identifies as both. Maybe they're from Georgia. Maybe they like peaches. We've got a bear. Someone's coming out of hibernation in order to say whatever it is that needs to be said about this cheese. Maybe it's going to be said in spring, or maybe it was supposed to be said in spring. Because all the snow is melted, it's time for this bear to get up. Rise and shine. We've got the fire here. The passion, we had the match up there, DNA. Purifying the DNA. Purifying the family lineage. Someone's sleeping on purifying the family lineage. Maybe someone's bringing in the family lineage into balance and purifying the line. Maybe someone needs to rest after doing that. It takes a lot of work. Again, with the relax, with the bathtub. Go ahead and soak it off. Relax. Take a break. With that being said, folks, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go take some dreams. With that being said, I hope you made it a great day and will make it a great day whenever you watch this. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. It's always exciting to see more subscribers. If you haven't liked the video yet and you liked it, go ahead and like the video as well. And just so you know, I can't see the comments while I'm doing the video just because of the way it's set up. And in case you don't know, these are just cards that I made. And they're all in just different stages. So some of them are completely written and colored and researched, and some are just words that I have not had a chance to even draw yet. Like this one is kind of done. It's not even, it's just like quickly sketched so that way I can come back and do it. With that being said, folks, thank you so much for being here. Take care. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Bye-bye.